fight against corruption is a serious one. Today, I have been given this opportunity to see how best I can join the conscientious effort of this government and the people of Sierra Leone to change that story.
In June 2018, a new commissioner was appointed at the Anti-Corruption Commission, ACC, to steer the ship in the fight against corruption in Sierra Leone. Since he took up office, Francis Ben Kaifala has made incredible gains in the fight against corruption. Under his stewardship, the Commission has won several accolades and gained international recognitions, fueled by the strides it has made in the fight against corruption during this period. In his first press conference as Commissioner of the ACC, Francis Ben Kaifala assured the nation that the fight against corruption under his tenure would no longer be business as usual. In his famous quote, he said, "We will make corruption a high-risk and low-return venture. There will be no incentive for one to be involved in corruption going forward."
I, as Commissioner, am assuring you of the fact that the fight against corruption is not going to be the same again in Sierra Leone. In that regard, we in the Commission, myself, the Deputy Commissioner, the directors, their various teams and units, we are declaring and waging war on corruption. It is a battle that we are inviting you to join, and we want you to be on our side.
As the Commission continues to lead the fight against corruption, it does so in collaboration with a lot of partners. Among them is the Audit Service Sierra Leone. In his 4 years as Commissioner, Francis Ben Kaifala and the Commission always acted swiftly to addressing corruption-related issues in every audit report with awesome outcomes. In his stewardship as Commissioner of the ACC, the 2008 Anti-Corruption Act was amended in 2019. This gave more powers to the Anti-Corruption Commission to investigate and prosecute corruption-related issues that were not provided for in the 2008 Act. The establishment of a special anti-corruption division of the High Court of Sierra Leone has been a dream for several years, aimed at ensuring expeditious trial of corruption matters and justice is not delayed in the fight against corruption, with support from other partners, especially the Honorable Chief Justice Desmond Babatunde Edwards. Francis Ben Kaifala's leadership has succeeded to have the Special Anti-Corruption Division of the High Court of Sierra Leone, with dedicated judges to try only corruption cases charged to courts. As the Commission takes leadership in the fight against corruption, the Commissioner showed resilience and was steadfast in making sure that the anti-corruption message and the gains recorded gets down to every Sierra Leonean. He has delivered public lectures in many colleges and universities in Sierra Leone.
We do not see the good in others, and we do not even believe that there is a better tomorrow. And that has brought us into inclusion, and in that inclusion state that we are in, we prefer to lay emphasis on the present. We prefer to get what we can today because we are not willing to sacrifice for tomorrow. Because as far as we are concerned, tomorrow has a malignant outcome. It means tomorrow will never be better.
In showing more steadfastness in the fight against corruption in Sierra Leone, the Commissioner did not only stop his public education campaign at the learning institutions, but during these 4 years, he also interacted with Sierra Leoneans in far and hard-to-reach places in the country. He held town hall meetings in rough terrains as well as navigating unfriendly waters in order to reach out to his people. He is the first commissioner to have embarked on a nationwide Meet the People tour. The construction of the Commission's headquarters office commenced in 2015. It got stalled at a point in time because of inadequate funding. Thanks to the government of Sierra Leone for its support towards the construction work, informed by the gains made under the Francis Ben Kaifala stewardship. The building is now over 90% complete. Since the period under review, the Commission has indicted and secured conviction on high-profile cases. Some of these high-profile convictions include, but are not limited to,
he has investigated and prosecuted cases, among others, the senior public officers from the Ministry of Information who were entrusted with money for the sensitization of the COI, and those people had to misappropriate that money. So he investigated and prosecuted, and those people were convicted. He also investigated and prosecuted a former minister of works, who was entrusted with a brand new Toyota vehicle, which the government of Sierra Leone bought for $80-something. So his investigative ability caused that vehicle to be retrieved, and the person was charged.
In addition to the convictions, the Commission has also, from June of 2018 to June 2022, made tremendous gains in recovering funds from public officials.
It is only under his regime that he has been able to recover money for the government of Sierra Leone, well over 35 billion leones ever in the history of this commission. And not only money, he has been able to recover buildings, vehicles, and all of those. So when you see an achievement towards his mandate, that tells you that he is a very responsible somebody who can be entrusted with any state authority, and certainly he will deliver.
The fight against corruption is not only about prosecution and conviction. Corruption is better fought when it is prevented. That's why the Commission's Corruption Prevention Department has done a great job during this period. As he continues to trailblaze in his stewardship, Francis Kaifala constituted the elite Scorpion Squad within the Commission to nip corruption in the bud. And corruption was timely dug out before it germinated in some government institutions. During this period, the Commission's gains in national, regional, and international corruption perception rankings and indexes have been exceptional. In addition to these indexes, the Commissioner and the Commission continued to bag national and international recognitions, awards, laurels, and accolades. Among these is the 2020 International Anti-Corruption Champion.
On the international scene, we've seen favorable rankings and ratings of Sierra Leone in its efforts in the fight against corruption. The Corruption Perception Index, which is annually released by the Transparency International, currently positions Sierra Leone at 115. Before, in 2017, we were at 130, but over the years, Sierra Leone progressed upwards considerably. In 2019, we jumped on 10 places, from 129 to 119. The other year, 2020, we moved to 117, and today we sit comfortably at 115, with the view of progressing more on the index.
As the Commission leads the fight against corruption, it does so in collaboration with other bodies. In a bid to streamline these partnerships, the ACC signed a Memorandum of Understanding with key organizations in fighting against corruption: the Human Rights Commission Sierra Leone, Audit Service Sierra Leone, Civil Society Consortium on Accountability and Service Delivery, Citizens Advocacy Network, National Public Procurement Authority, and many more. Apart from signing MOUs with partner institutions, the Commission also saw a remarkable moment of external collaboration with donor partners such as the World Bank, UNICEF, Islamic Development Bank, etc., and their support to the GRM, and also Osiwa's support to the development of the Management Compliance Sanctions Manual. The Commission collaborated with partners nationally and internationally. In Francis Kaifala's 4 years in office, we saw a surge of collaboration with sister institutions in the sub-region. The Commission received high-powered delegations from the anti-corruption institutions in Liberia and Uganda. A team from the Gambia paid visits to understudy the work of the ACC. Few months after the Liberian delegation visited, the Commissioner also paid a courtesy visit on the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission in Monrovia. He also visited the Christian group in Monrovia during this period. Owing to his contribution to the fight against corruption, not just in Sierra Leone, Francis Ben Kaifala is trusted with the responsibility of being a board member to the African Union Advisory Board on Corruption. Also served as president of National Anti-Corruption Institutions of West Africa, NACIWA. In the 4 years of Commissioner Kaifala, a lot of progress and reforms were made in the areas of assets declaration, investigations, grievance redress work, and collaboration with civil society partners and traditional authorities.
We saw the Commission of Inquiry took center stage, and a lot of information in asset declaration forms were made available to the Commissions of Inquiry Secretariat, and which we helped them tremendously in their intelligence gathering and also investigative exercise in investigating politically exposed persons and financially exposed persons in the past regime, and that yielded a lot of dividend.
The role of the intelligence unit is to gather and collate high quality intelligence on corrupt persons and MDs in order to complement the tactical and operational requirements of the Commission. And now you've heard of under Ben Kaifala, we now have the Scorpion Squad. And when you heard about the Scorpion Squad, it means, you know, it's not an easy business.
The Commission has been very instrumental in supporting projects who have requested the Commission to help, especially with grievance redress service. You know, the Commission has various aspects of its job. This one is a unique one. The grievance redress, the GRM, provides opportunity to project implementers to request for Commission support so that the Commission can help articulate the needs of the beneficiaries, especially those who might be aggrieved during implementation processes.
As at now, all ministries, departments and agencies have functional integrity management committees. As we may know, the integrity management committees in the MDAs, they take the lead in the implementation of the National Anti-Corruption Strategy. Immediately when he took over, he was able to ensure there was a female-only promotion, which saw about 17 female staff all promoted. This is unprecedented. It's something that has never happened before in the history of the Anti-Corruption Commission.
The fight against corruption in our region has been very, very effective, especially having a woman as a manager, I would say, who have been very, very much proactive in ensuring that she attends all security sector meetings, attending security sector meetings, giving her the opportunity to talk to, institutions about what corruption is, how can we prevent corruption.
I have witnessed the period of other commissioners before him, but for a young man to operate the way he has done, I think it's very much commendable. He has done greatly well, and he has helped the country in a lot of ways, apart from just collecting the monies that were stolen away from the people. But he has done greatly for us. Those are the kind of people we want, because I now believe, as they've been saying, that we really have to trust our young ones.
And from the CSO perspective, we are proud for all the work you've been doing at the Commission. That is not to say there are no challenges. Of course, there are challenges. But when you put it on the scale, I think it's fair enough to say you guys have done superbly well, and we are proud of you.
The Anti-Corruption Commission over the past 4 years have actually created greater awareness of corruption. Every day you hear on the radio, you hear jingles on television, you actually see adverts on corruption. So that increased knowledge actually affects rates of corruption. So, but we're seeing there's a growing fear among people that if you steal public resources, there could be repercussions. So I think what is different from what used to happen before, there's a decline of impunity.
So we are a partner of the Anti-Corruption Commission, and our partnership has gotten stronger in the last 4 years under the leadership of Francis Ben Kaifala, because right after he took over, he basically put down a marker showing that he really wanted to lead the fight in a very genuine, in a firm, fair, and just manner. And everything we've seen from his office, not only in terms of the number of cases that the office has prosecuted, but the profile of the investigations is led, the efforts is made at preventing corruption, but also ensuring that the members of the public are kept informed and engaged about what his office does.
The understanding that corruption really is not about, not just about exchange of monies or exchange of gifts, but little things that people do in the small corners. When you're selling, you're not giving the correct measurements. When you're in an office, you expect people to buy your ink for your pen. Things that need to be done, somebody needs to motivate you for you to do it. All these things put together, when you look at them, there's a lot more understanding now about what corrupt practices are.
First of all, I must thank my team at the ACC. I met them almost as they are, and they bought into the vision, and we have led the fight against corruption in a way that has led to tremendous results for the country. So if you ask me my best result, I have to tie it to the promise I made when I was appointed commissioner. The promise was I was going to work with the president and government and people of Sierra Leone to change the story of Sierra Leone for us to have more favorable reputation internationally. Oh boy, we have achieved that. Across my heart, I am very grateful to President Julius Maada Bio. All this would not have been possible without his support, his commitment, his faith, and his unflinching belief that better is possible within the framework of his new direction. So firstly, I must thank him for appointing me and for ensuring he gives me the environment and support for me to be able to run things and to do things the way I have working with him and the government, of course, and of course, the team at the ACC.
What a marathon we have gone through from 2018 to 2022 in the fight against corruption. Fighting corruption is a daunting task, especially in a country where you nearly know everyone. However, if we can all agree that when the ACC wins, everybody wins, then we would have won the fight halfway through, before any eventual investigation or prosecution. In other words, the only way we can win, no matter who is leading, is when we collectively and consensuously fight together. That is why, together only, we can win the war on corruption.
Nelson Mandela, Nelson Mandela. People listen to Francis Kaifala. Sacrifice. Francis Kaifala.
Almost you want go able lick for one box all. Corruption not they growing. Poverty not go less if you want mass all. Pan development they not go ever know we. Yeah, selfishness and greed just they slow we. They say we rich but them still alone. If we put Salon first then we land go fly.